see here, turn that off. Turn this off. Where is it? There it is. Off, off, off. Okay. Hi, guys. And I didn't get my screen right again. I'm not sure I'm liking the Android phone compared to my iPhone that I had. And yeah, I don't know. Okay, so tonight, like we kind of went over the last live stream last week. Um, we're going to rough in the building that goes in the corner of that area. So right now you're gonna have to bear with me. I need to go get my tripod. I'm probably gonna have to drag you guys up on the layout with me. Um, first part of this, I got my coffee. First part of this, I'm probably gonna be jumping on and off the table. So I'll be dragging the camera with me. So we'll see what happens with that. But let me get the tripod. Hmm. Yes, let me get the tripod, and I'll be right back. All right, got tripod right here, and we'll see what we can do here. Shoot, what's gonna be the easiest way to do this? Okay, I think this will be the easiest way. Maybe, if it'll be nice to me. Come on, stay in there. Okay, there we go. I think that'll stay in there. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I got my coat on. It's a little bit cold down here in Texas, so bear with me there. But let me get this over here. So we got Chris and Slightly Mad here. How many of us are here? I don't know how many of us are here. Let's see here. Takes a while for stuff to catch up. I thought, what the heck? It's Monday night. Just come on and let's see here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I figure, what the heck? Monday night, let's come on, let's build some stuff, and we'll go from there. Might be able to do another live stream a little bit later on this week. Just because I got a call from work today, because we got some weird weather coming in, and I might be staying home for a few days. So if that's the case, then I'll try to get out here and do more. Okay. All right. So the plan is, let's see here. What's this? This at 24%. Let me go ahead and bring up my tablet, and let's see here. Let me turn that one off. I'm going to bring up the photo. Now on the screen that I put up for this live stream has the building that we're going to rough in. And let me go ahead and I'm going to bring up a photo of it. The internet will catch up. So let's see here. I'll go here. I'll go Targa Florio Okay, so I'm bringing up some photos. And what I'm doing is I'm going to show you guys the building we're going to rough in. If I can find, okay, there's one picture of it. Not a very good picture. Come on. If I go into that one. Okay. It's not giving me the photo I want. There. Give me another photo. It's kind of hard when you start working on so this is pretty much the building we're gonna rough in is this guy right here, and it sits against the backside, kind of where I did that portal opening with the tunnel. It's going to be a building that sits right alongside it. I need to finish up this one, at least get it roughed in, so then I know where I can go with the back scenery as far as with the cliff face and everything else. So that's what we're going after with this. I don't know how much further we'll go with that building because there's an area on the top of the layout that I wrote a thing on my Facebook group, and I started working on this, and I saw this other area, and it's an area that I first started working, pretty much I first did when I started building Deception. And I've got a bunch of buildings and stuff like that that I've been working with my Patreon group, and we've been putting together and stuff like that. Problem is I'm running out of real estate with all the other things I want to do of places to put certain items. So I started looking at in that area. Now that I'm looking at it, it needs to be redone. I'm the more I look at it, the more it's like, you're not as pretty as I thought you were. And yeah, we just need to do something with it. So that might be the second part of this live stream. We'll see how far we decide to get with this roughing in the building on that. And it might happen where we jump up and I start ripping out scenery and trying to figure out a new track design for the upper table. So there's that. Now, the building itself that we're going to go ahead and rough in. Let me grab pieces. Is making it out of polystyrene. Really like building stuff out of polystyrene because it's an inexpensive substrate to work with. You can do so much stuff with it. You can manipulate it any way you want. You can build brick. You can do anything with it. So for this, it works perfect because I've got to take this and mold it into the side of that cliff. And that would be kind of hard to do like with balsa or something along those lines, where polystyrene is so pliable that I can just shape it the way I want. So I went ahead and put together this little rough in with polystyrene. And this is pretty much what we got right here. So what I need to do is I need to glue these two pieces together. So I need to get my heat gun, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue these two together like so. And then once it's dry, which with the heat gun it's not going to take any time at all. Actually, this needs to go that way. Wait a minute. Well, I guess I went that way. Once this is dry, then we can jump up on the layout. I'll go over and we'll start fitting this into where it goes. So let me get my heat gun. It's out on the table. So I'm gonna have to jump up on the table. Okay, I'll be right back again. you guys can look at the mess in behind me on the workbench. So another drink of coffee, and I'll be right back. So I'm gonna set my chair there, move this stuff, and here we go. Okay, heat gun, and find a plug-in. I can unplug that one. Let me get this charger out of the way. Just put that back there. Heat gun's warming up, so we got to give it a couple minutes. And we'll get that figured out. So let's see. So yeah, like I was saying, we're supposed to be getting some pretty crazy weather here in Texas in the next few days. So hence why I got a jacket on. I got my heater out here, sitting right here, warming my buns up, but still kind of chilly when I get away from it. So I gotta wear this. But let's see what we got. So let me get this up and going here. Come on. All right, so there's that. Let's see how this is working. Still a little cold. So get that there. I've only made 2 walls for this. So there's going to be a 3rd wall that's going to go up on the back side of this, but I need to figure out if I'm in the right neighborhood before I decide to even start doing that. So what am I doing? Okay, there we go. I gotta make sure I get this thing right. That there. Okay. It's kind of a tricky build. This thing's still, let me bring up the photo again. See if I can find a better photo of this thing. I had a better photo, again, I had a better photo on my phone. Okay, there's that. There's, if I bring this one up. A lot of times you just gotta start digging deep in these. Let's see here. Let me change the wording a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now we got, oh, come on. Show more. I want to show you guys this building a little bit more in depth. Okay, there. That's, okay. So there's the photo that I have for this live stream, is that one right there. And you can see that it's pretty simple type of building. It's brick. We've got some doors to put in, some windows, but it's pretty straightforward. The biggest thing is going to be how deep that I need to make it. And it looks like I'm probably going to take it up to, let me get a pencil. And there's the first part, I think I'm gonna probably take it up into this area right here. So it'll be from this forward is what that building will consist of. But real easy building. They did put some it's like curtains or drapes that I noticed that they would droop over. Might end up doing that. I just lost the damn photo again. Let's see here. If I go here, I'll go back to here. Okay, I'll keep this one up. Keep this one up. I'll drag it up there with me when we do this, so you guys can see kind of the madness behind this. So I think our hot glue is ready. Like I said, all we're doing is roughing this in. And so let me go ahead and lay out some hot glue. Fine. Right side of this. Go there. There. Stabilize it. There we go. So it's glued in. It's drying. Hot glue's hot. Gotta remember that. Okay, I don't think I need this anymore. Let me get this out of the way. I'll put it down here. So here we go. So it's went ahead and glued in. Now this building's, it's not nearly as far as to scale as far as width goes. It should be probably about that wide. But in order to get the hill and everything else that is going to be part of this, I kind of took a little artistic liberties with this building just to scrunch it up a little bit. And a lot of times that's what we have to do when we're limited on space. We can't build everything right to scale because, well, it's simple things like trees, right? So a lot of times we're happy with just a tree that's, about yay big. So probably about like a foot tall. But if we were to build trees that were actual scale, it should be, well, let's see here. A 50-foot tree would be 18 inches. So 18 inches, would be that tall. That's a good sized tree. So you can think as 18 inches for 50 foot, where I came from originally up in Washington, it was nothing to have 150 to 200 foot, evergreens. And now you're looking at, something over 37 inches tall. So a lot of times when it comes to modeling, you got to kind of use a little bit of artistic fortitude and stuff like that just to kind of make it work. So now I got this, enough babbling out of me. Let's get back up on the layout. And I'll drag my electronics up with me. This is going to be fun. Hopefully I don't wipe out. So let me unplug this. Oh, come on. All right, so I unplugged the phone. It's going to require coffee. I've got tablet, another tablet. This tablet, I don't know what's going on with this tablet. Okay. So I'm going to put this tablet here. We'll keep this one for our reference. I've got the tripod, one more drink of coffee. I'll put the chair like so I can climb up there. I'll grab X-Acto knife, this, one more drink of coffee. Oh, it's almost done. Okay, got that, got this. Let's go climb. And actually, let me move that like that. Come on, swap. It's not wanting to swap. There it is. Okay, now we got there. Let's get up here. Where, wait a minute. Oh, I can come back for that. Okay, let's not block you guys like I did last time. So here's this. That's the area we're playing with. And we'll grab our building. Okay, so I brought up a photo that's going to be concentrating as far as this side over here. So let me move this that way. All right, now you can see this. So got that. All right, so here's the photo we're playing with. Okay, here's our rough in piece that we're going to play with. It's going to go right in that area, but you can see how the building sits here, and we have this rockery and we have the hill. So, or not, it's not really rockery, it's just a brick wall that's right here. That's going to be this piece right here. So let me put that up there. So the idea is to go ahead and fit this building into this slot, and then I'll have to pretty much build this off the layout. But in order to get this all squared away, I've got to figure this guy out first. So what I need to do is roughing. So we need to take this off. He goes there. And that's pretty much what we're going after, is that. And it matches up good with this. So we do that. Let me grab, I've got just some pieces here, but you kind of get an idea. We've got to have this like so. And that'll work pretty good. It's a two-story building. It's kind of a weird building. It's kind of tall. Must have had some really tall ceilings in it, because you can see how much space is between the first floor, second floor. It looks like that's probably that. You know, that almost looks like it's a door, not a window, which makes sense because of the side here. There's like couple windows up here on the side on top, or behind all these people that are there. So now that I have that, what I need to do is figure out this top portion. And I'm happy with this. This is going to fit good. And then I have this area through here. So what I'm going to do is take my pencil and I'm going to scribe on the inside of that, make a line right here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this same type of brickwork and I'm going to put brickwork on that panel. and that'll work there. I've got something up in here. I'm gonna have to play with that. Probably good piece of styrofoam. This rock, utilize this again. Okay, so if that's there, let me cut this some more. Bring this up. I've got something else up here. Bring that guy down. Now, let's see what we got. Line up with that line. Like that. This. Okay. Now what we need to do is I'm just going to outline this building. That's not going to work. This will work. Something flat. To that point. It's kind of like horseshoes or hand grenades. We're just trying to get it within the neighborhood. And I'm doing a scribing a line on the back wall so I know where my roof is going to be at, because this is going to be built right into this wall. So now what I have is this scribed up in here. It's clear on that, clear on this. This wall, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it right off of this. So it's going to come right into here. There's that. There's that. This is a handy little saw. It's like a little hacksaw, except for the rust on it. But I actually got this at Hobby Lobby. Inexpensive. Works great for cutting polystyrene. If you really want to make some really nice clean cuts, this thing's pretty nice. It's just a little hobby hacksaw. Don't know the official name of it. So we got that. Now, this is pretty much done. So now what I can do is I can finish up carving. Yeah, let's finish up carving the polystyrene over here, now that I know where my roof line is going to be built in at. And on the other side over here, let me move this. Over here, I've decided that I'm going to stop these buildings about right here at this corner area. And then this down below is going to be just turned into just scenery. So I can go ahead, and I think I used this tree last time, but you know, putting some type of tree or something down in that corner, I think it'll look pretty cool. It'll make things harder to marshal, but everything about this track is hard to marshal. So I'm I've given up trying to make this thing like even close to, yeah, 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 just good luck. Yeah, I could never hold a race on this track if I wanted to with a bunch of people because it just wouldn't work. But she's pretty to look at. So let me get this out of the way and let's carve. Let's carve some rock. Let's get this back area figured out. So let me grab a trusty pair knife. And this is that. So we make this into a sheer cliff. Make the outcropping. I got this sloped off. Outcropping, sheer. Yeah, okay. So cool thing. Okay. Um, I've gone over this before. I'll go over it again. We got two different foams here. Okay. We got spray foam and we got polystyrene. The spray foam that I'm using is Loctite spray foam. I know that you can get it here in the United States. I've heard it's a little bit tough to get overseas in Europe and uh, Australia. But if you can purchase a spray foam that is what they consider a tight foam, okay? Big Stuff, which is you find that everywhere. It's called Big Stuff. That might be great for construction, but for modeling, it sucks because it has tons of air bubbles in it. Um, this is kind of a little, I don't have any. I used to have chunks of the great stuff, big stuff, whatever the heck it is. But this is just what I cut off of here, and this is the Loctite. And if I bring that up, you can see how tight the foam is in the inside. It doesn't have big gigantic voids. The other stuff, you're going to find voids that are big bubbles and one on the inside. It'll have areas like this, but it'll have a lot more, bigger bubbles and stuff in the inside, which makes it a little bit difficult to go ahead and carve. This stuff carves beautifully. The other thing with this that I found different between the Loctite and the I think it's great stuff, is that the other stuff over time will start to crack. And what it's doing is, since it's like a lacquer based type of product, solvent based, this is solvent based too, but something with their formula is different than the other one. The other stuff will start to crack over time. Okay. What I mean is that it'll start to split. And if you're doing rocks or scenery or something like that, it's not the biggest problem, but it makes it kind of nice if you cut this and the way you leave it is the way it's going to stay. The other stuff will start to split over time, and it's shrinking back and it starts to crack out. So that's why I'm just a proponent of this Loctite tight foam. So now that we got that, I'll shut up and let's try to do a little bit of carving on this. Like I said, this is the top of my roof. So my roof's going to be in here. So what I want is for this to be smooth. So my roof has something smooth onto, but I can come up above this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the tip on the polystyrene and I'm going to chip it. Okay. So we're going to chip it like so. And there's really no per se science to this. We're just going through here. I'm going to get my chips going in this area. big thing is I want to start with my cliff wall first. Okay, I want to start with this first, and then I can go ahead and carve my outcropping into my cliff wall. You don't want to start the other way because you'll be going back and forth. You know, you'll only be able to cut so deep with your outcropping, and then you come in and do your cliff wall. Well, then you're going to have to do something as far as blending it. So if you have an outcropping, start with your cliff wall and work up to your outcropping. So go ahead, get this guy the way that I want it. Pull out some of this stuff. Kind of do a little bit of a slashing here, break it up a little bit. Do a little bit of a vein. All right, what we got here? Let's go bring it around. That's where that goes. Let's take that one out. All right. Just want to make another guesstimate here. Here's this piece. I got that. Comes through here. I don't know if this will ride on this or not. Yeah, it did for the most part. Okay, now let's cut this wall into it. Quite the overhang. I might come back on that a little bit. And now I'm going to blend in the bottom side of it. Chip this out. Bring this up. Make a little bit uneven up on top here, and then we can bring this rock surface over the top of it too. Okay, we got that. Let's just turn this into rock. All right. So we got that. I've got this through here. That'll come in. Bring bigger slide. So we got that. Now I'm going to come over on this. We got, that's the bottom. Okay, that's the bottom of the roof. Set some stuff up here. Oh, that's not even sitting there. Huh. Well, that's behind it anyway. Notice I'm coming in at different angles with it, so kind of breaking up the monotony of the cuts. Bring that one up, expose some of this cliff wall, we'll blend it. I gotta glue that in. Don't worry about that later. My fingers. All right, there's that. Now let's go ahead and we'll bring it across. This can be a little bit, gotta watch out for the top of this surface. That's glued in. Bring that through. Ah, that guy fell off. So make a line. And then I'll chip up. I don't trust myself. Let's cut into here. And these guys. A lot of this, a lot of this down below, what I'm going to end up doing is taking joint compound and I'm going to blend this wall into the top of this portal, kind of like what I did on the other one. Actually, a lot like it. So let me go over here and I'll show you what that'll look like. So if you look at the top of that one, you can see how that wall is blended into the top of it. Okay. So there was a gap on that. And what I did is I filled it in with joint compound. So kind of the same idea of what we got going on over here. Okay, so now we got that. Let's blend this outcropping. Let's blend this guy in. And kind of utilize the way the foam, you see how it's kind of up and down. Let's see if we can kind of work with this a little bit. So we got this guy up on top. Let's make that more of a grassy knoll. Put it in on here. Hit this. I'll work with a little bit of an overhang right in there. Rough this guy up a little bit. Take away some of the uniform look to it. Alright, so we got that. Let's come over here. Get rid of that. What we're trying to do is get away from this surface, okay? So the outer crust of the spray foam, we want to get rid of that, okay? And the reason why is that if you go and try to paint this the way it doesn't have the right texture as far as rock goes. It looks pretty cool this way, and you think, it looks okay. It looks a lot better once you just go ahead and just rough it up, because once we put the joint compound on it, we can start playing around with our surfaces, our textures, and it'll really make it come alive. So yes, this is a very messy step, but it's well worth it. Big thing is trying to get away from everything being uniform. Okay, so bring this down. finger in there and pick around. Like this area, roughing that up. There we go. That looks better already. You never know what you're going to end up with either. It's kind of fun. I'm gonna hit it there. Oh well. Cover that up with junk cover. Okay. We got that. Start playing with this wall. That's where it gets a little bit scary. See here, let me move. Where can I move you guys at? I think that'll work. And I'm going to come in and kiss this with a little bit of sandpaper, kind of a rough grit. That, or I might come in with a little bit of a wire brush and hit it. And then add a little bit more texture to it. Plus it will knock down some of the sharpness on some of this stuff, some of these cuts. So, oh, let me stretch my leg. All right. Let me get down in here. I'm going to follow this all the way down to the ground. Like I said, the buildings on this side are not going to come all the way to the wall. They'll come close, but not all the way. gotta be careful also. Because I think I only have one layer. Yeah, I do. I only have one layer of inch thick polystyrene over here. So I got to keep that in mind, not get too overzealous and cut all the way through. Making tons of mess. Let me take off my coat. I'm starting to get warm. Ugh. Okay. Starting to look like something, guys. Extremely messy process. Dig some of this out so it's not so uniform. There we go. Kind of blending this outcropping into it. There we go. That looks better. Probably never see this area when the time it's all said and done. But having too much fun carving rocks. Okay. Fun carving this out. Probably end up doing down here at the bottom is I'm going to end up filling this up with some foam, kind of build kind of a little bit of ground into it so it doesn't come down, just go flat. Again, probably never see it when it's done, but even when, okay, let me back up. So even if you think you'll never be able to see it, okay, well, for me personally, I know that it's done a certain way, but also when you start putting in different layers and stuff like that, and you're finishing out stuff and you're putting it, there might be that little bit, that little peep that you can see back through the scenery into this area, right? And if it was flat and didn't look natural like the real thing, you're gonna see that. And for me personally, if I see that, it stands out. It might as well have neon around it and blinking lights and everything else, and my eyes will constantly go to that area. But if I go ahead and build this up and make it look like a natural form, well, I'll sleep better at night. So let's see here. So if this is to this area, see, this building is probably only going to come to like back in here. So I'm not going to Yeah, because I have this out here. So yeah, we carved that out too. And even if it gets all covered up with the building, at least we can make that decision down the road. There's that. Okay. Whew. Making a mess. Let me clean up some of those. Like I said, these little chunks are great. Get some of the bigger stuff out. When you're doing this type of stuff, because you can use this as rubble and kind of glue it. This is overkill. I don't need nearly this much, but I got to clean it up anyway, so might as well get it out of here for the most part. Okay, there's that. All right, I don't. What did I do there? Oh, that's why, because there's a seam right there. Okay. So let's start carving this stuff down into it. Down into here. That works. And we got this. Start with the underside of it. Yeah, this spray foam that comes down like that, there's a seam between these pieces of polystyrene, and I was using it kind of as a filler, fill in the gap. But we can work with that and create a little bit more of a character to our wall. I don't want to take too much off here. Blend it with our fingers. Kind of get into a zone when I start doing this, so if I get quiet, I'm sorry guys. Just kind of spacing out on my element here. Okay, there we go. We can make this so we get some grass coming up over here, maybe a little bit of dirt, maybe. That would, you know, it really look cool. Let's put a tree like that and then have roots coming out. Oh, and then there's no way to marshal. Yeah, there we go again. Okay, let's get rid of that. Doesn't look natural. Okay. That's better. This, and I got to turn. Turn that into a rock face. There is that. Now, I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to come in the walls. What I'm doing with this is these actually will come up and I get the joint compound and everything put on there. These slices that I'm putting in will come up and they'll look like cracks in the rock itself, believe it or not, because the joint compound will shrink back. So you'll put it on, you'll put on really heavy, we'll fill it all in, but as it dries it'll shrink back, and these slashes that I'll go ahead and put into it, those will actually you'll see them, right? They'll shrink back into it and you'll see these cuts that are into these rocks. So pull that one off. get. Okay. The joint compound will actually give it strength too, so you don't want to go too nuts and slice out, too deep. But if it gets like it seems like it's losing its strength, it's okay. When joint compound, it'll, I don't know if you can see that over there, but it'll make it all nice and hard. So glue it all together. Okay. So there is that. So we got that. I got this guy roughed into corner. These there, I got that line that I put back in that area. So I've got a space right there. It needs to be taken care of with that. Okay, so I need to glue that into place. I need hot glue to do that. Let me go plug in my hot glue gun real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's plugged in. We'll give it a couple minutes. I'll come back in and I can glue this little piece into it here. I'm quiet because I'm thinking about that. Let's see here. We got so we got this piece. I'm gonna think. Okay, so if I put that building. Welcome to my madness. Here we go. Okay, so that goes there. Okay, you guys, can you see that? There we go. What I'm looking at is this area in here, okay? So between the portal in this building, I'm actually going to make brick in here, and it'll be this type of brick that's on the portal. Actually, it's going to be really similar on this building. But I got to make the same type of brick that's here on the porthole on this wall right here. What I'm trying to figure out is how far up I'm going to come. So if I have that there, got the wall there, this goes up. So it's, where's the, okay. I'll have to figure that out once I get it glued in. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is that the ridge cap and everything on this, it ends right in here. So I'll end up going from brick from this point down, which means I need to carve this little area right in here to look like rock, so it blends, so it's not just flat. So I'm gonna go check my hot glue. All right, it's good to go. So I've got to go here, and then that's got to be there. That's got to go like that. Now, get this. You'd think it'd be easy just to build a building into a wall, but it's not. Okay, well, cool. So that's all behind. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's scribe our line. That. So there's the edge of our wall. Now I gotta get down here. Oh! And it's to this point. Right there. Okay. So that means I just gotta chip away that one little spot. And where's my knife? Where's my knife? Just gotta be careful not to screw stuff up. Okay. It'll work. All that work for just little. Oh, it's madness. Okay, so we got that. Looks like I got my knee in the way of all that. Thinking. Figure this out a little bit more. You know what? We might as well. I can't get you guys down any further. Bring it out here. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'll lay down. And take my X-Acto and let's cut our brick. So I want this straight down. There's that. Oh. This is a lot of fun. I'm just going off the bricks on the side for the most part. Big thing is, if I don't do this, it'll stand out so bad. So I gotta blend this in. Well, carpal tunnel isn't liking this. Should look pretty cool. When it's done, I hope. Okay. I gotta get down here. Alright, and there's that one. We'll go there. There's a seam up there. Okay, so I gotta split that. That one right there. I'm gonna have to touch that up. Okay, now let me come in. I'll do my block work. Really, I should get that. I'm gonna get the different X-Acto knife. Where's the other one? More of a pointy blade. This one was great going across, but I need this guy for my upward cuts. Big thing when I'm doing, let's see here, let me get these guys. Let me get a piece of polystyrene. Let me show you guys something. So you just don't see me laying down here doing this. Okay. Trick to doing these bricks. All right. So let me go ahead and cut some stuff out here real quick. Okay. So I just went ahead and cut a few lines in this polystyrene with this X-Acto. Now, when you come through, right, and you cut it like so, right, take your X-Acto knife and push on either side of this. Open your gap out, okay? So you go like that. Go ahead and just kind of get a little bit of a wiggle. That's quite a bit of a wiggle. If you go like this and it opens up those gaps, okay, like so. The reason behind that, let me finish this real quick. Make this stuff look somewhat decent. Okay. Reason behind that, when you slice it in and then pull it apart, when you use the joint compound, you need to have these voids in the inside of this. Okay, even with that, let's go ahead and open these guys up a little bit. So the joint compound will come in, fill up these gaps. If they're too, let me just do this. Okay, if they're too clean, it makes it a little bit hard to try to get your definition as far as your block work. So go ahead, when you cut it, kind of move it around a little bit to make that gap. Now, as far as texture and stuff on the outside of it, you can sand it. You could use a rock, use a rock, press into it, because, the polystyrene is going to take on different shapes, different texture. So at that point, you could wad up some aluminum foil, roll it across it. Like I said, you could take wire brush. You could take a real aggressive sandpaper. Here's something I just have right here, which is this is a Sawzall blade. Okay, so if I bring this over, and we just hit it like so. We can even take this, hit it, and you just added a bunch of texture to it. If you want to chip out a block, real easy. Stick it in here, hit this, chip it out. Okay, so real easy technique, and I mean, it looks cool. There's the portal. It looks cool. So let me go ahead and finish this out real quick. Get back on my stomach. Where was I? Right here. Okay. Can take a little while to do this. This is going to be such a fun wall to do. Oh, man. All right, I'm gonna break this up a little bit. There we go. How high am I? Okay, right to there. Cut that. Oh, here. That one goes there. Okay, now this upper. Cut this so it looks like it actually has block on this top row. There we go. We got our block cut there. Oh, that felt wonderful. All right, so there's that. Is there any? Do you guys have any questions on the cliff as far as the chipping or the cutting or anything along those lines? Might as well throw that out. If you guys do, just go ahead and put your question up on chat and I can address it real quick before we figure out what other fun stuff we want to do. I'm still I got that stuff up on top. We'll see here. Let's see here. What am I doing? Okay. So if you guys have a question, let me know and I'll go ahead and address it. So if not, Alex, how was my dip into the pool? It was cold, man. My legs went numb, everything else. And since my accident, I've had a little bit of nerve damage because I broke 5 vertebrae in my back. So, yeah, my hands, I had a couple fingers turned white. Yeah, it was fun stuff. I don't I don't want to do that again anytime soon. But okay. I don't see anything popping up on chat as far as any question that you guys have. So at this point, I don't know. We got that. I got somewhat the building roughed in. I'm gonna figure out the yeah, that'll look good. I'm gonna get everything cut as far as the windows and all that type of stuff. Still have this upper piece right here that needs to be figured out. I could do that real quick. And then that way this is pretty much done. Yeah, it'd be all roughed in and then it'd just be a matter of shaping this rest of the way with the doors, the windows, everything else. That might be what we can do on our other live stream. this week. I've gotten quiet because I'm looking at this pile of styrene over here. Trying to figure it out. Not gonna work. You know, I don't have to. Let's just use this. This is here. Yeah, because all I have to do is get it. Sorry guys, I'm talking to myself again. Let me get my tape measure. I'll be right back. That is my tape measure. And hot glue still. Being that this is on the inside. Well, no, that doesn't work because I've got to use. Okay, so I can't. Might have to cut off some more. I'm going, yeah. Damn it. All right. How long does that have to be? That has to be 9 inches. Okay. I'll be right back. I gotta go cut some polystyrene real quick off my big chunk of it. Yeah, because I'm gonna go ahead and get this portion right here roughed in. I can go down. That can be. I go at, what is this thing at? It's 1/2. 2 inches by this to here. 2 inches. Can't be 9 inches by 8. 2 inches by 8 3/4. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Get this off. Okay, so this is at What I'm doing is I'm slicing this guy. Here. And that's too long. This needs to be trimmed back. Taga. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Looks good. That goes there. This is gotta work. Okay, let me get my heat gun or glue gun. Hot glue. Let's get this thing. Gotta hold this into place real quick. Kind of a weird building the way I have to build this thing. Yeah. Since it's gonna be built into this wall, so I've got that line there. Come over here. It goes like that. This goes right there. And then I'll have to blend. Okay. So I'll show you what I got going on. So if I bring this over here. So what I'm looking at. So I went ahead and cut this piece. So the upper portion here. I got it to line up there, here, and then what I'll end up doing with this gap that's in here is once this building's built, get slid in, what I'll have to do is come in with the compound and then blend this embankment into the side of this house. So that's no big deal. That's easy to do. So do that. So that's the rough end of the house. And I'm wondering if I build it with the roof while it's off, that's going to be tough. Probably be easier to build it with the roof off and then put the roof onto it. That's going to be, doesn't matter. Either way, it's going to be a pain in the butt because where'd that piece of wood go? Okay. There. Is it this? It's going to be there. I'll have to have I'm thinking no, I could build a complete with the roof minus see, it needs the terracotta roof, those the terracotta shingles or whatever you call them. Yeah, I can do that because I can get roof put on, cut it, fit it as far as those panels go. I get the wall painted, done. Then this, yeah. It's always a matter of trying to figure out the process on stuff. All right, so there's that. So I don't think I want to try to conquer that tonight, being, yeah, it's getting a little late trying to conquer that tonight. So we'll save this, the remainder of this build, our next live stream. So we'll do that. Okay, so I think I caused enough trouble with that. This way. Okay. So there's enough fun for playing with that for tonight. So we got here. I'll bring you guys down so you can take a look at this now that it's off. So we got the brickwork there on the side, so that'll blend right into that. This one, here's that. Did that? This guy. Yeah, that looks better. But I'll have to come in, give it texture like I did with these. And then that'll blend through. And then the building will be right here coming off, so that'll look good. This gap, you know, I might be able to do this. Let's make up this gap. I pull these guys up. There. Okay. So there's all of that. Okay. And we've got our wall for the most part, and that's all done with our outcroppings. There's our inside and our mess. Okay, so the other, there's all that. Now, you guys saw on Facebook, I went ahead and wrote a little spiel about this area right up in here. And since I've been working on this, my eyes kept on going up here. And then there's the mountain over on this one side. And unfortunately, in the wreck, or not in the wreck, in moving this thing down here, that road on the back side, all the way down, it's fractured. That is actually fractured. So I was going to have to redo that anyway. But with this corner, okay, so track comes up the hill, comes around, goes through here, goes through this hairpin. So it's R1. I believe that's like what? Corner's what? R2 right there. And it comes around. Now this corner here had the old crossover tracks, the corner crossovers, and there was two of them in that, right? And they fit really nice in there when, yeah, they did. They snugged in. I took them out because it was kind of an area that I was having issues with. Sometimes I was having problems with current. I tried to run jumpers through it, and it's just turned into be a headache. So I decided that once it was down here in Texas, I was just going to go ahead and yard those out. So I did, and I went ahead and replaced it with just standard track, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal until I realized that those tracks and these guys, these R2s or whatever they are, um, they're a hair off as far as the shape. And that wouldn't be such a big deal, but when you're dealing with something that was already pre-formed, now I've got these gaps and stuff, and this track isn't sitting down in the way it did originally. So it's bugging me. So what my thought is if I was thinking about a few different things. One was to go ahead and rip everything up, keep the track like this, and you know. And my other thought was to come from this corner and bring it pretty much over to the downward area and open this area up for scenery more. It's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Getting rid of this little back and forth section. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool little rhythm section. It really flows nice, but it all needs to be redone. The more I look at it, it's more like, it just needs to be redone. So, yeah. So I think that's, I've got to keep this corner here because I did the mountain and that side is all set up, you know, for that. So I got to keep that there. But I was thinking, where is something to point? Okay. I was thinking keeping this here, but at this point, taking that instead of coming back over, pretty much going straight back over here to that turn. Problem is that the table, okay, that's a hill, okay? It's a pretty good size hill. There's 18 inches between the top of this down to the bottom, down in here. So that area right up in there, it doesn't actually come up to the table height until about right there. So if I did a corner like that, rip all that out, rip all this out. This was actually this one wasn't. That was done polystyrene. That area in there was just done with solid spray foam all the way through. But rip all that out. Keep this here to turn, and then go like that. That's what I'm thinking. And then that'll open all this up for scenery. Plus, I'll have, you know, pretty much from there. So this area in here, I would have areas for scenery. And that's the thought. Only thing is I have this that's sitting up there because of that corner. And I've already, this, yeah, in that tunnel, I'm almost thinking that it might need to be redone. So that I might just rip the top portion of that off, keep the leaderboard on this base and just rip off the base, and then I can put the base with that somewhere else. So that was a thought. And then another thought, okay, welcome to my crazy world. Like I said on that little blurb I did with Facebook, it's a sickness. This is a sickness. So yeah, getting rid of this, right? Opening this all up. And you see this corner right here? See that corner that goes right there? Well, I've got all this space. And I was actually thinking about building, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm thinking about building a mountain in that corner that's actually blended into the wall. Blended into the wall onto that, and I could just go nuts with it. I mean, there's a lot of hours in this. I couldn't imagine what that would be. But, you know, I could go, shoot, I can make that like 4 feet tall. Gigantic, you know, sheer. It would look so cool. And then this back area through here, I'm actually thinking about building 2 scale 1/32 evergreen trees, a whole entire grove of trees back here, so that you don't see this old garage door. It'll be, and then I could paint the garage door like black or something like that so you don't see it, and then put these big trees all along the back row. So that's, yeah, my brain is just it's sick. Okay, so that's kind of my idea here. So as far as this goes, I don't know if I'm gonna rip that out quite yet. I was thinking about ripping it, but we'll save that. Yeah, we'll save that for another time. So, but we're into this thing 2 hours. So I think what we need to do is we'll go ahead and call it a night. We'll wrap it up. And when we come back, when we come back later on this week, today's Monday. Wednesday I have a Zoom meeting with my Patreon guys, and so I might, what the heck, I might go on tomorrow. Who knows? Might do that. I mean, can't go outside. Really, it's too damn cold outside. So either that or maybe even Wednesday's off limit, unless, I don't know. You know, watch this space, because you never know what the heck I might do. So, yeah, we'll do that, right? So, I'll keep you guys posted. But I think we made a pretty good dent. We got the wall all carved. We got that building pretty much roughed in. The next step from here is to go ahead and just slop a whole bunch of joint compound. Yep, joint compound needs to go over everything. So, yeah. So I think before that, I'm staring at it. I'm sorry, you guys. Before that, yeah, we'll figure it out. Next, the next tomorrow, whatever, probably even tonight. I'll figure it out. Looks like Jeffrey, you want to see the layout? I warn you, man, she's not as glorious as she once was. But if you want to see it, I'll let you see it. Let's see here. Let me get over here. I'll stand up on my chair. Here we go. Okay, come on, turn. There. It's a mess, Jeffrey, but there it is. So there's a corner that we were doing stuff on, but there is the layout on. I mean, it's bad. Look at all the crap on here. Sheesh. But that's why we're doing this. We're doing that so we can get rid of all this stuff laying on the layout. But that's pretty much what she looks like. It's around 106 feet of Scalextric sport track is what it comes down to. Oh, and a little bit of classic track right in the corner, thanks to my friend Steve. So got that. It has around 18 inches of height duration in the track from the lower table to the top table. And yeah, it's a fun track. It's a technical track. But there we go. Sorry it doesn't look all that great, guys. But there. It's a mess. So I will catch you guys later. I'll figure out my plan of attack for the next yeah, Joe, it's not deception, it's destruction. That's about right. But I'll go ahead and figure out the next plan of attack as far as that building goes. Yeah, I think yeah, I need to do that. I need to go ahead and rough it in the rest of the way, get the windows cut, get the doors cut. I can do that. And when I get it to, yeah, we could do that. And then I can get all the way to joint compound. And joint compound that, joint compound what we just did tonight. And go ahead and do the hill, get everything in a joint compound. So that's what our plan will be for the next live stream. All right. So my dog is staring at my dinner. Razzle? No. So I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you guys later. And until then, keep it in the slot, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.